Don't get paid. Don't get paid. Don't get paid. Don't get paid.
On Showtime pay-per-view. That's all.
Motherfucker, you motherfucker. Don't make me.
What's good, family? So mash the like button, subscribe and lick off the bell. This was a madness, I can't lie to you. This right here was one of the best things to happen. Well, it was, tell I. This was the best thing to happen to boxing for the last year at least. Couldn't believe it. This fight was ticking along and I wasn't even a bit fussed for it, truth be known, really. Because Caleb Plant, I thought he was just going to fold, yeah? But out of nowhere, this fight is now likely going to be the pay-per-view record for this year, in my opinion. Just because of what happened last week, or the other day, sorry, I believe this fight is going to do over 1 million pay-per-views. I don't know, actually. Golovkin did 1.3 or something, so I don't know, but it's going to be close, in my opinion. Because what we do know is, Billy Ho Saunders didn't do half that just happened yesterday. Not even a little bit. It literally kicked off. I've never seen Alvarez that smoky. Now, anyway, let's get to my reaction. What do we know? Your man Plant, the face-off was for about 3 minutes, yeah? They were standing there saying nothing. And then, not sure who first started, but they started talking back and forth. Allegedly, Caleb Plant said, "Mother effer." Alvarez took that all that Alvarez heard was mother, and obviously assumed that Plant was talking directly about his moms. 2-2s. Alvarez pushes Caleb Plant and his chicken legs. Mr. Caleb Plant Pot gets pushed to the other side of the stage because he's got no legs. 100%. I spoke to Alvarez earlier. He told me, listen, YB, I was testing his legs out. I wanted to see how sturdy he is. He not sturdy. Yeah? He not even a bit sturdy. He went flying back. No stability in the legs. Not even a little bit of stability did he have. Anyway, 2-2s. Plant Pot gets pushed to the other side of the stage, at which point he realises he down bad. He realises he looking silly. He realises his chicken legs, his no stability having ass legs, have been exposed. At this point, his ego is down bad. Yeah, he feeling it. He feels like he must get some get back. At which point, Plant Pot, expecting to have the element of surprise. Bear in mind, yeah, Plant Pot hasn't lost a fight in his career. He's used to being that guy. He's used to being the guy with the elite reflexes. He's used to being the guy with fast hands. 2-2s. Plant Pot, Mr. Undefeated Plant Pot. Mr. Undefeated Plant Pot, with the element of surprise, lashes out a big leaping left hook. Left hook slap. And it's important to note that this left hook slap was open palm, which means that he actually had more reach. Because if you make a fist, that's shorter than an open hand. So Plant Pot had all the advantages here. He had the element of surprise, he had the open hand, longer leverage, and I think he jumped into it. This was a jump shot. Your man Plant Pot jump shotted a left hook, and Alvarez showed Plant Pot levels to this game. Showed him that there are genetic levels. Yes, Plant Pot, you have beaten all of the bums you've fought, but again, there's levels to this game. Alvarez is a different breed. Despite having the element of surprise, Alvarez pulled. Yeah? Not only did he pulled and then countered. Two palm shots to Plant Pot's Barnet. I can't lie to you, yeah? Watch the reaction from Plant Pot. Plant Pot had only got one shot of his own off, and Alvarez had dodged it and got two off Plant Pot didn't know what hit him. All he knew is that his glasses came flying off, and he had a big gash upside his head. I can't, honestly, watch the tape, watch Plant Pot's face. He couldn't believe what happened. He couldn't believe that. He thought, wait a minute, I was supposed to be the one getting the jump on Alvarez. How did I ended up the one bamboozled? I was supposed to be doing the bamboozling. I was supposed to be doing the sucker punching. And I ended up getting sucker punched. Not only once, but twice. Oh? Honestly, I swear down, watch the video. Plant Pot looks not angry. He looks confused, like what happened? Seriously, he looks like a man. Have you ever seen someone get knocked out? And they're angry when they get up, because they haven't got a clue what just happened. That was Plant Pot. I think Alvarez hit him so hard in his head with the palm of his hand. I think it made his brain jangle. And he had short-term memory loss. He couldn't remember what happened. And if you watch carefully again, Alvarez hits Plant Pot so cleanly, his glasses come flying off, all the way off. Yeah, it makes me laugh as well. All them PBC fighters, yeah, they're always wearing them smug glasses, them expensive designer sunglasses. Guess what? Alvarez don't give a F about your expensive sunglasses. They're coming off. Yeah, but no, it's the way that Alvarez pulled, yeah, and it's the way he so instinctively pulled. But most people, at best, will react and move their head and overextend, if that makes sense. Most people, if someone goes to sucker punch them, they'll move right out of the way. But Alvarez is such a finely tuned beast, yeah. Just moving out of the way wasn't enough. He moved out of the way just enough to avoid impact and load weight onto his back foot enough to push forward. It was beautiful. Beautiful. Next thing you know, Plant Pot got licked with a two-piece. He honestly, yeah, he looked like he'd seen a ghost. He didn't know what happened, and I don't know word of a lie. After the press conference, or just after that event happened, I heard there was a hot mic, and the hot mic said Plant Pot was asking his team what happened. He said, oh man, you know, what happened, and you know, 100%, no word of a lie. He was asking his team what happened. He didn't have a clue. He didn't see it, and he didn't remember it, because anything he did see, Alvarez punched out of his memory. Do you understand? Slapped out of his memory, palmed it out of his memory. Too quick, and I can't even. Again, you have to watch it back in slow motion because I couldn't even see what happened. It was too quick. Alvarez was like a cat in there, and I've got to say this to you, man. I'm worried right now. We already know the PBC dons, they love to pull out. They love it. PBC love nothing more than a pull out and a bait and switch. And I've got a feeling, let's not forget as well, there's a reason Alvarez demanded the same amount of pay if Plant Pot doesn't turn up. Now, I'm not sure if he got that clause. I hope he did. Because you man best believe, yeah, if Plant weren't going to turn up before, he definitely ain't going to turn up now. If he can't land a sucker punch with no gloves on, gloves only make you slower. If Plant Pot can't land a sucker punch with no gloves on, with his fingers fully extended, how's he going to land a shot? Plant Pot couldn't land one punch. Alvarez was able to dodge his punch and get off two before Plant Pot could move. Literally, before he could move, Alvarez had already hit him with a two-piece and knocked his designer shades all the way off into the crowd. So like I said, if Plant had any intention of turning up, that intention of turning up went as far out of the window as his glasses went when Alvarez punked him off his head. Do you understand? There's no chance. Like I said, the amount of chance Plant turns up is the same amount of chance that Plant's shades stayed on his face. There was no chance. Yeah? No chance them shades stayed on. They was off. I'm telling you now, he can pull out 100%. Too quick. Too sharp. Most people, yeah, you see Billy Ho Saunders. Billy Ho, he was able to talk all that stuff because he didn't see the levels, if that makes sense. He was able to talk about how hard he was and what he's going to do, and this, that, the other, because he never had any experience of the levels. You best believe, though, if Billy Ho had have got into that kind of confrontation, he would have found a way out too. Because Alvarez, aka Neo, too sharp, yeah, too slick. Not only will he make you look silly, he'll also get a two-piece off on your head and cut you up. Like, seriously, how was Alvarez able to dodge, cut him, and knock his shades off? Most people, normally, yeah, you're lucky to do one thing. Normally, you'll be lucky to dodge a punch. Normally, you'll be lucky to cut someone. Normally, you'll be lucky to knock someone's shades off. Alvarez was 3 for 3. Too much accuracy. Too much defensive integrity. Yeah? Your man Plant Pot's down bad, and it's funny because Plant Pot spent the whole of today going back and editing. I spoke to one of my PBC sources, and they've told me in the media department, I'm telling you, in the Showtime media department, yeah, they've been spending, in the Fox PBC media department, they've been spending hours. Like, for example, JFK, there was some footage, what was it called? The JFK footage, I forgot what it's called now, but essentially, in the JFK, yeah, the JFK thing, there was some particular footage. I'm telling you now, Fox PBC have spent the last 24 hours reaching out to all the sources, reaching out to all the camera angles, trying to find one that makes their man look good. No word of a lie. I saw the email. Fox PBC put an email out saying, please, all journalists, send in your footage of this event, because we down bad. We need to see some super slow-mo angles to try and make these fingers land. Yeah? Fox PBC have been editing the footage, lengthening out his fingernails so it looks like he landed. And then today, Plant Pot came out and said, oh, look, it landed, look. No, nothing landed. Apart from on your edited one. Yeah? Apart from on your green screen one. Because guess what? If yours landed, where was the marks? Oops. What we do know is, your shades got knocked right off your head. And you got cutted. Oops. So we know you didn't cut yourself, yeah? You didn't knock your own shades off. Where was your hand mark on Alvarez? Damn. You down bad. So you and Fox and PBC can do all the editing you want. We all saw it. You got slipped and you got pull countered. And you got a big two-piece. KFC two-piece you got. And it's funny that Plant loves talking about the meat, yeah? He loved talking about meat so much. Oh man, Alvarez, he after meat and he loves his meat and you talked about meat so much. It's so ironic, you ended up getting a KFC two-piece. That's what you get, you see. That's what you call karma. And you spend all that time talking about meat, and you end up getting a full KFC Colonel two-piece box meal, yeah? Literally a box meal. You got boxed up. Alvarez boxed up for you nicely as well. That's what I like about Alvarez. He's humble. If he's going to serve you a two-piece, he's going to box up for you as well. 100%. Yeah? And he's going to make sure you can see it properly by knocking them shades off. So I respect that. Many people, yeah, would just serve the two-piece. Alvarez knocked your shades off so you could see properly, so you could see the two-piece, and boxed it up for you nicely. No doubt. Yeah? But anyway, this was classic for me. This was event making. This event was. No joke. I wasn't too fussed for this fight, but after this, man, I'm rock hard for this fight now. Because there's a lot on the line now. Yeah? Alvarez said, often Alvarez can be a bit impartial. I think that's, to an extent, whilst Alvarez is as close to perfect as can be, if that makes sense. I'd say he's probably 85% of the way there. One of the limiting factors of Alvarez is sometimes he doesn't have the aggression. He doesn't have the oomph, if that makes sense. And I think that's why people like Billy Ho Saunders got stopped. Whereas when Alvarez isn't fully charged, he doesn't have the spite. But guess what? Much like Billy Joe Saunders, Alvarez is going to have the full spite for Caleb Plant, and I'm there for it. Anytime Alvarez has spite, I'm there for it. I can't wait for this fight now. And the fact that Plant Pot, assuming he turns up, if Plant turns up, that means that he thinks he can win, which means that it's going to be an interesting fight. Because he stay talking. Now, there are some fighters who talk a lot, like Tyson Fury, and don't turn up. But assuming Plant turns up, he's talking for a reason. He's talking because he believes he knows something that we don't. I can't wait to see it. Because the way that Plant keep talking, with all that energy, either, number one, he knows he's going to pull out, which is a strong possibility at this point, or he genuinely thinks he's that guy. We'll soon find out, because if on November 6th he's in the ring, that means he genuinely believes he's going to win. Now, how long that belief will last, much like Billy Ho Saunders, we'll soon find out. If Plant Pot goes back to the corner and jacks, then we'll know that the belief got knocked out of him. But to be fair to Caleb Plant, at least he's a full-fledged 168 pounder. Something that Alvarez himself isn't. But then again, look at Callum Smith. Callum Smith was a 170 pounder more or less, and he got murked. So all I know is this build-up is going to be one of the best build-ups there's been. And I also love the fact that Alvarez is now speaking more English. Perfect. I love it. I'm there for it. No doubt.